what I was saying is we'll just get started on the pre-market analysis. Hopefully, not too many people miss it. And I don't yet have my coffee in me, so sorry if my speech is a little slurry. I might be like that for the first 30 minutes. Yeah, the sound is pretty weird on these stages. Discord is pretty recent with these types of channels, but I really like the fact, you can raise your hand, request to speak and all that, and they're just centered in the events. I feel like it's cleaner and a little more professional, if I can say it like that. Just so, because right now I have 8 minutes, so let's just run it, right? We went very aggressively yesterday, went very aggressively higher, and even the day before. So Tuesday and Wednesday went very aggressively higher. So now that we are in a classic bye week currently, right? Formed with the Monday low of week at the moment. And on ES, a Tuesday low of week, that was the 4-hour SMT that we saw at the beginning of the week. Well, I'm going to expect a retracement into our range. So I'm concentrating today on being bearish because I'm looking for at least a retracement. I am going to have TGIF up because, yes, it does happen on Thursdays. So let me just mark this out. Just utilizing the daily range. Another thing to point out is how we have SMT with previous day high. So with NASDAQ taking previous day's high, that's with our 8:30 news, by the way. We had PPI this morning compared to ES, which this is so far off. So the SMT is actually not here. It is all the way down here. So let's just mark it out like this. So big SMT, big SMT. So I would like to see this hold. Basically, if I see a 930 Judas and we still have this SMT, which basically will happen if ES leaves this liquidity open, pretty much. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I want to look for lower, so I want to see a Judas going higher, but I don't want to see this invalidated. If not, I'll have to wait for another SMT to form, just in general, which it could take some time, but hopefully not. I'd like to see since ES is currently weaker, you would normally prioritize ES, but I am not. I am going to be prioritizing NASDAQ no matter what. Yes, one thing I did not talk about is the contract change, and I'm actually going to share my screen on thing I utilize to decide which contract I am trading when we get near the contract change. So here, let me change my screen. You would use bar chart. It is in my official links in the tools section. Well, at least it should be. Let me check if it actually is. Yes, it is. Official links, bottom right, bar chart. I use bar chart, and on bar chart, you can go right here and select a commodity, head down to indices, and choose that NASDAQ 100 E-mini. And then it's going to show you all the contracts and all the open interest they have on. So I'm going to be looking to trade the one that has the most open interest. And the one that has the most open interest at the moment is NQM, which means that for now, this morning, I will still be trading NQM until this open interest switches over. Because I want to be trading the one with the most open interest, the most volume, the most positions, because that's the one that will be the cleanest. Yeah, TradingView rolls quite specially, if I can say it like that. The special one, but I don't know. For myself, I'm gonna be looking for a retracement lower, and I'm gonna be trading that still on NQM. So let me just clean up my charts here. Another thing I want to point out is that both NASDAQ and ES have taken out London pre-market. So if we look at our 15-minute chart right here, have taken out London pre-market. And what I mean by that is both sides of London pre-market. What does that mean? when both sides of London are taken out pre-market, even if it's with an 8:30 news, that is lower probability New York New York Open. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to share my screen again. As I said, guys, no coffee in me. You're gonna have to give me a few minutes to get adjusted. But I was showcasing this chart and showing how both sides of London were taken out pre-New York Open. Terrell, nice to see you in here. Haven't talked to you in a while. What's up, everybody? Didn't get a chance to say hi to everyone. Well, welcome. Basically, just last time I might repeat this. I want to see lower, and I want to see this SMT hold on a 930 Judas. So we'll have to see, right? We're definitely waiting, but I want to see a retracement, and I don't want to see this fair value gap. Oh wait, this fair value gap hold. So I want to see us target basically yesterday's lows. So PM session lows on yesterday, basically yesterday's low of day. I want to see that happen. Well, low of day, New York lows. So I am gonna mark those out. There's no point to mark them out on this chart though, because I will not be seeing it. It is this liquidity right here. I will mark it out as sell side, but I also want to have the order block marked out for my hourly because I want to see it become a breaker, basically. My silver block, 1 hour. I want to see the disrespect trading into here, and I want to see this become a bearish breaker. So I'm going to have these two levels on my chart as well. But if you look at this, there's SMT at these levels. We just swept the highs with the news. Displacement lower is what I need to confirm a short idea. There is no displacement lower. I might look for a long, but definitely I think there's the most upside in shorts at the moment. So we'll have to see. I'll be right. Well, actually 9:30. Yeah, all right. I'll be back anyways. I'm never placing a trade at 1:30. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. 30 seconds, I meant. Not 2 minutes. I'm already back. I want to test something. If I put some music on, I want you guys to tell me if you can hear it, all right? I have some music on at the moment. Just tell me yes, no, can you hear it? All right. Which is good, by the way. I don't want to put the bot because the bot sometimes messes up with my permissions to speak in this call. And basically, I can't post it on. Can't post the recording on YouTube if we hear my music, so I can't share it with you guys, sadly. So I'm sorry about that, but that is one thing. Six ten level. What is my 610 level? I don't have a 610 level. Oh, right here. This is not something I draw. This is the fractal consolidations indicator. Oh, that's our new day opening gap right here. That's an indicator as well. New day opening gap from yesterday, apparently. Oh no, it dates it as yesterday because it's the difference between yesterday and today. So that's not a nice Judas. Definitely. Looking like yesterday 230 was ugly. going to be looking for divergence at this level again. Additional confluence to a trade idea short. I'm only looking to trade a unicorn. I might take a more aggressive trade on this account. This is the one from yesterday, by the way, guys. I might take a more aggressive trade there. Why is MNQ and NQ so far apart? MNQ has less volume, so just in general, sometimes you do have divergence between, but it's good not to look at them separately. So don't register mentally the difference, just trade MNQ as you would, right? Yeah, because ES is not as volatile as NASDAQ is. So it's normal that they follow each other a little bit more. Always be careful, by the way, with New York Open whenever both sides of London are taken out. Always. If we look at ES, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Let me just actually put the right thing on. Where is it? I'm looking for my sessions indicator. By the way, if you guys didn't know, you can just copy paste anything you want. Yeah, exactly. So no, I don't want to see any previous PM because the range from yesterday is too large. What is that? That's like 100 and, well, 40 handles on ES is pretty fucking crazy. It's even larger on ES. 153 handle previous PM framework. If you guys read my thread, you'd understand that that is low probability. So I'm not going to be looking at any previous PM. I see that both sides of London are taken out, so I'm really just going to be, it's kind of like what happened yesterday with FOMC, right? It's a consolidation rate. So right now we consolidated, and yes, the fractal consolidations tool helps me with that as well. Just keeps me locked in. Spotify paused while transmitting audio. So see, my mic heard from my headphones a little bit of music and just stopped it. That's fucking a pain. How's everybody doing today? You doing good? Yes, I'm doing good. What's up, Haggy? I don't think I've seen you here before, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's been a while, actually. Welcome, brother. Nice to see you. I like this. Little move higher. And then starting to displace lower in some ways. And we do have SMT at the highs at the moment. So that's interesting stuff. Divergence through candles, right? This exact candle is a swing high, while on ES it started dropping a few candles earlier. The high on ES is here, while the high on NQ is here. So SMT right here. Here, I'll mark it out. This forms a breaker block. This is the type of trade that I'd be willing to risk, even though with both sides of London being taken out, the high probability trades will be 950 to 1010 and possibly even further. But I might be willing to try one. And again, for those that weren't here yesterday, I'm on an eval account and the promotion ends on the 15th, meaning that I have today and tomorrow to pass that account. So I'm trading it way more aggressively. Just saw your message, Haggy. It's awesome. That's SMT right here as well. SMT on both sides, still consolidating. going to wait for the end of said consolidation. Hopefully we leave this high up. I'd like to see that, leaving this high up. Both ES and NQ, if they can do that, that'd be best. But yeah, I'm going to be slightly more aggressive here. Just because, again, promotion ends. So I'm not scared to push the trade ideas a little further because I need to pass it or lose it. So no matter what, I do need to make a lot of take a big part of the market, whether that's from a loss or from a win. It's gonna happen today and tomorrow. We're gonna be looking for distribution lower. Sorry, I'm looking at my bottom left chart here. I'll make it bigger for you guys. These boxes, this one and this one that is now starting to form, are the real trading hours gaps. That is a very large real trading hours gap, and usually when that happens, we see high resistance retracement into it, right? And yesterday we had a decently large range, so we can expect some sort of accumulation in some ways, right? Consolidation. I do want to look at yesterday so I can find the range. So let me go to a daily chart and actually go in replay mode so we don't see today. It should show me the range from yesterday if I go in another time frame, I guess. Somewhere daily, yeah. So 372 handles yesterday. It's not too bad. Not too bad. All right. No divergence in ADR. Seems pretty decent. Right now could be a great place because we do have our radar on NQ that would form SMT here on ES. So that's the type of things where I take a turtle soup if we are in a valuable retracement. So let me mark out OTE right here. We did retrace that OTE, taking that out. SMT on those highs right here. So from right here and right here on ES, you can see it right bottom chart. But I am going to wait just because of this inefficiency right here. See how we're utilizing it to push it forward? I wanted to see this inverse, which would have been a great idea for short ideas. So I am going to give it a sec. If we go up, I miss it. I'll be fine. I'll survive. Because as you can see, if I mark out midnight open very quickly, that's not something I talked about in the pre-market, but we can frame both longs and short because news manipulation higher, that you can frame that is a possible candidate for daily high, but you also had accumulation, you had protraction through London followed by manipulation lower, which could also be low of day candidate. So basically two possible outcomes. Wait for price to get clearer before looking for anything. Hope you guys spend the time. I don't remember who was there yesterday, but the price action review, the beautiful long from yesterday, I just wanted to look at that and say that we're probably not gonna have a setup as clean today. We might, but I very doubt it. I doubt it a lot. I'm not going to mark out every SMT just because at the moment it's making SMT on the highs and SMT on the lows. So I am going to disregard it for the moment. We just had a raid, so this SMT could be final, retraced into a discount of our latest range. Also looking at an implied dealing range here, same thing. So it is definitely more interesting, if I can say it like that. Still want to be concentrating on, why do I have double IPDA? All right. Still want to be concentrating on the simple things, which are this intraday SMT formed with the news. I'd like to see that hold in some ways. That is the SMT we saw in a 1 minute chart right here. Could push us to rate this and then take this out, and then we'd just be waiting to take a short. Or displacement here is pretty interesting for sure. Let's look at how we jump into the 950 to 1010 macro. With objectives lower, if we want to be more specific, I am going to be looking for an intraday expansion lower. Our latest expansion being this zone all the way to these lows, which are overnight lows. Clear objective, right? That's the thing I marked out as sell side. And then I also had, I believe it was a, what was it, a 4-hour order block? A 1-hour order block I marked out right here. But you could also frame it as the 15-minute fair value gap right here. So if I go on my chart where I marked out things, liquidity below this low, and the order block right here, which can also be framed like that 15-minute gap. I'm going to mark out this also as a low-hanging fruit. I thought I did. Relative equal lows right here. So yeah, definitely concentrating on lower prices here. Just based on this higher time frame SMT that we've seen with the news Judah swing, and the context that in a classic buy week, Thursday often retraces. This is a beautiful unicorn long opportunity, but I'm not looking to long at the moment. I'm looking to short. Let me use the 15-minute top wick and mark out quarters on there. I want to see if we, wow. Please hold. I don't look at quarters as often as I should, but I believe you guys might remember yesterday, if you were there for the live trading that happened yesterday, the recording corrupted because my power went out, but I talked that every time I see a large wick, I like to utilize the quarters on it, more specifically in the 15-minute time frame, because you are looking for algorithmic signatures in time and price. You're in this long, wish you luck. Oof. That's against my trade idea, so I don't see it. I don't see it. Good luck, I guess, Matt. Good luck. What will frame this for me? Sorry, I'm short. One thing I usually would be like is turtle souping this. The only reason why I have not at the moment is because I want to give you guys a good opportunity before I start going super aggressive. And that great opportunity will probably come at the 10 p.m. looking at a 4-hour power of 3 type trade. That's an aggressive reaction off of this order block. This 1 minute order block. I don't like that. 5-minute order block overlapping right here. Could see us dig deeper, higher before going lower. Yep, DXY is also going up. Thanks for pointing it out, Jordan. DXY, we had an aggressive raid lower. I don't think I pointed this out. We are now going higher, whether that is a retracement or an expansion, we have yet to see. So confluence with NASDAQ, of course, about price going lower. But if you look right here, we have divergence between ES and NQ. ES is displacing lower, pretty great, honestly, compared to NASDAQ. I marked out this immediate rebalance right here. Brought price lower. Now retracement higher. We are coming into macro now, so I don't want to be placing a trade at this very second. Well, actually, retest of this level into this inverted fair value gap. That's actually pretty clean. No, I'm gonna stick by it. Instead of me just going crazy and trading aggressively like I will basically on this account, I am gonna first look for a right opportunity, look for the rise model, and then if we get a rise model set up, then I'll allow myself to go a little more aggressively into trading price. Order filled. Order filled. My bot is currently, what is it? Long. This long wasn't rise. Do you see a framework? I don't see a framework. I see a unicorn entry, but I don't see a reason to enter. So no, not the rise model because you don't have a reason to enter. At least in my eyes. SMT on both sides. Your news created a Judas swing higher. And yes, there is SMT on the lows, but there's also SMT on the highs, which means you can't frame a right direction. So what do? Well, very simple. Nothing. See right now how uncorrelated this is? ES and NASDAQ. NASDAQ is going higher very aggressively. Well, very aggressively, always putting up higher lows, while ES is always putting up lower lows. There's SMT on the highs, SMT on the lows. What did I say yesterday about that? Cord up cup. Did you just have a stroke, Matt? What is that? Seb is not Thai. Seb is French. I don't remember who was Thai. Trading NASDAQ for a short here looks a lot worse than ES, but the thing is, you always get better risk to reward no matter which asset is stronger or weaker. So I tend to just concentrate on the trading Nasdaq no matter what. Just tends to provide me with better results. All right, let's see how this macro gives us. So these gaps definitely will be interesting to look at. And I'm still concentrating on the Wix quarters because if I want to see a move down following this, I need to see some sort of reaction or confluence telling me that this is a possibility. Sorry guys, I'd love to put some background music here, but I can barely play it in my headphones and it keeps pausing, so let's fucking go oil. One time on stream. Give me Yeah, I can tell, Matt, that you're typing on your iPad. Yes, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. From starting from this consolidation, we see small Judas lower forming SMT, then displacement higher, but we also have SMT giving you insight into um, search and destroy conditions that are a probable outcome. So we just gotta be on the lookout for that at the moment. All right, we are in macro. Now I'm going to look for something even more specific into my 1 minute price action. I'm looking for an algorithmic signature in price. We have no SMT currently. If we form SMT at the lows during the macro and I see a 10 a.m. power of 3 going higher, that will be something that I will look for a long off of it. Right now I just like to see price expand aggressively lower. So sorry, and inverting this 15-minute gap right here. Let me mark it out for what it is. It's a 15-yen gap that I want to see inversed. That's why it's already in the color that I utilize an inverted fair value gap. It's decent movement. That's a large gap it's forming. If we confirm it with this candle, that would be a nice opportunity for distribution following this reversal from the news. In Vegas at Starbucks at Planet Hollywood. That's awesome. All right. Let's see this gap. 1 minute fair value gap right here. I'm going to include the volume imbalance on the top. If this stays open, it would be even better. But just from seeing this wick form, I don't expect it to stay open, that is. We'll have to see. Relative equal lows right here, low resistance below, data lows, and then we could see expansion through new day opening gap. And of course, the relative equal lows we already marked out, which are not drawn correctly. So here we go. No breaker block here. Oh yes, there is a bearish breaker overlapping with this fair value gap. If you see, swing high to swing low, followed by a raid and displacement in the opposite direction. I believe I just missed this entry. I did just miss this. So when you miss a trade, bottom wick, consequent encroachment. If we close below, I'm going to be placing positions. Can I please? Thank you. So the rise model was right here, taking a short at this specific level. And your stop would have been at this swing high for 18 handles. If it does return, I am going to take it. All right, so I'm going to look for it. I'm lucky that it returned, gave me another entry after I missed it. Or maybe I'm not, but I am going to try it. Relative equal lows right here. That's your first objective, low-hanging fruit, offering 3R. I'm going to remove this because it will get colorful. I want to see this fair value gap offer distribution. That tap off of CE is quite beautiful, but I really do need to see price invalidate this order block right away. Because taking out liquidity like this forms high probability order blocks. So I don't want to see price chilling in this fair value gap for too long. We have the 10 a.m. power of 3 coming up. I could have waited for that. But to get a higher probability trade, I should have waited for that pretty much. Not could have, should have. Or chilling around midnight open as well. Consolidating around it, so you would wait for an expansion. But we confirm an open high here. Open high, taking out previous liquidity, or if we see displacement now, we could see open high trading back into this order block, which would be a clean move. If I would be on my personal account, I'd be looking to de-risk my position pretty early here, just because of how hard it is having of a time to go down. So I'd be looking to take profits early. But the thing is, I am not taking profits before 2R. So where does that leave me? Basically, I'm going to find where my 2R is. And actually, you know what? I like to utilize standard deviations for this. Stop loss is at 0.5 right here. Entry is at this level. Then I would just use my standard deviation tool. Figure out that 2 standard deviations is 2R. That does not make sense. Wasn't my trade marked out as 3R to this objective? Huh. Oh yeah, it does make sense. So 2R is at this 2 standard deviation level. So I'm just going to mark it out. Because I have the tendency to have very much drawings everywhere. So I'm just trying to get a little better. I'm going to mark this out as 2R just so I don't miss it. And I'm just going to make that very, there we go, very in your face. I am also looking to take out one contract here. So I'm going to place the limit order, NAT3. Oh no, don't lag. It is not the time. I don't want my full position to be taken out here. So just to tick under these relative equal lows, because it could form SMT there and reverse. That's a large rejection. I'm looking for SMT, but we already had SMT at these lows, and NASDAQ is catching up. We have SMT at the 728 lows, which are these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't like this SMT. But as I said, ES was the better short, well, the better asset to short, but NASDAQ still offers more R. So I tend to just stick to NASDAQ, even though it usually leads to less clean of a delivery. By the way, taking this out by a tick is just inducement in my eyes. It did not take out this liquidity because the stop run is deep. It's not shallow. So still looking to trade lower, inversing. I don't know. Well, just making an inverse fair value gap from this. So closing below in my 15-minute chart, which we are not going to do with this candle, clearly, because we have a minute left and we just retraced to a close. So let's see, open high into this order block or your 4-hour power of 3. But seeing as daily is quite clear, we could just expand off of this 4-hour candle instead of going up and putting a clear high, a clean high. All right, just marking out mean threshold from this order block. It's moving quite easily. I like that. It's finally getting some move, right? We just did 40 handles in a few minutes. I like to see that. Just more insight into high probability conditions. I'm also looking at this bottom chart, 5-minute chart, and looking at CE of this opening range gap, real trading hours gap, as an objective. So we'll have to see. Stop is going to go. Yeah, I don't want to move the stop because I want to allow it to go and trade be above this high just because it would form SMT on ES. That is something I'm sure of. So I want to allow it to trade above that high. But I don't want ES to. I want SMT to form at that level. So let's see if we invalidate my idea or if it works out. I'm going to remove these vertical lines because anyways, I will be marking out 10 a.m. open. Inefficient low, that's a devil's mark that I believe Dexter calls it right here. So definitely good confluence that I will be looking for lower prices. That is pretty aggressive to the upside though, and I do not like that. We rated this. There is SMT formed at that level. Now I need to see ES go lower and not catch up because I am short at the moment and I need to see that for my idea to still be valid. So we traded all the way back up to this order block. I don't want to see it go further, as I said. That's the high of this. So one tick away from consequent encroachment. Again, I am going to remove those quarters because I don't really care about them. All I care about is the consequent encroachment at this specific moment, this reaction. I want to keep in mind. This is low resistance though. It could go on and write those, which would be a pain that for two handles lost out on this low hanging fruit. But I'm still confident in the lower prices. Weird it's not taking that sell side, lots of trend line liquidity up. Trend line liquidity, low resistance swing, basically the same thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, just go into a trade with the mentality of it's a loser, right? I'm not gonna win this trade. And you won't get pissed when such things as right now happen, where it goes one handle away from your objective and that's it. Yeah, that's easy, Matt. Why? Because you lose every trade? Real trader talks. I don't like this gap. This is something I have a hard time with. Like, yes, I'm looking for lower prices. With the power of three, 4 hour power of three here, open high makes sense, but look at this large gap. That's where I just have to remind myself that power of three is more important than a 1 minute inefficiency. So we'll have to see. I am going to deleverage in a sec here. I want to allow it to raid this high one more time, actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my stop at this level right here, which is 19,953.25, 953.25. So it's just a resistance block, pretty much. And I want to see it dig all the way up there. We do have our SMT that I was talking about, right? If you look at these purple lines, ES invalidated, inverse this fair value gap. So let's go NASDAQ, catch up. I feel that that move of stop loss was maybe a little bit premature, but once I lower it, I can't put it back up. That's in one of my rules. I get it, Chris. I started trading Bitcoin with my own money on Binance. That was pretty horrible. There we go. See? Remember, power of three is more important than a 1 minute inefficiency. Oh, now there's SMT on the lows. I really need NASDAQ to catch up here. I'm going to place my stop at 60.25, which is mean threshold of my order block. Let me actually mark it out. Order block minus mean threshold of my order block. That's my stop now, which is 50.25. Just de-risking my position along the way. This is a good stop placement because there is SMT that just formed on the lows. If we look at ES, you'll see it right here. And ES did not actually reach its objective. So I'm just looking at external range liquidity from this morning move up. So just the extremity of that range. Did inverse this fair value gap. That would be a scaling opportunity for some. I'm already at my max risk at this moment. As I said, I want to trade this trade correctly, and then I am going to go crazy and go super aggressive to try and pass the account. But for now, I just want to start it easy. So basically, you need this inverted fair value gap to hold for your idea to be valid. We traded twice into this. You can justify that this last trade up was simply to form the SMT. But following that idea, invalidation of bullish arrays, we did go down to the 10 a.m. open, but now if we start going up, we have put up a low for the 4 hour candle, right? If we look at the 4 hour candle power of three, which is, oh, I can't move it, this one right here, we put up a high, but now we have also put up a low into a 4 hour order block. To top wick, we didn't trade all the way down to the order block. So basically, I need to see this inverted fair value gap hole for any short idea to be valid. By the way, if you guys have any questions along the way, just type them in chat, right? I'm right here. And yeah, you're right, Chris. ES and YM are having an easy time going down, while NASDAQ isn't. which is on days like this that I regret not switching to ES, but I've just decided to concentrate on NASDAQ just because, as I said earlier, right, you usually get better R anyways. We'll have to see if that happens today, but yeah, just in a general sense, it tends to do that. Yeah, well, less volatile, bro. ES takes its time. There's nothing quite like seeing ES being so slow and then just a low resistance liquidity run on ES. Okay, now stop fucking around and expand lower. We see a little try for an expansion, deep retracement. Like, it's time. You can go. Don't be scared, NASDAQ. That's what happens when both sides of London get taken out pre-market. High resistance, New York Open. Yeah, high resistance is fun. I like my stop where it is currently. Stop at the SMT, order block mean threshold. I like it there, so I'm not going to change it. And if I get stopped out, I'm not going to look for a re-entry until I have a high probability entry, meaning I need to see another SMT on the entry. Just said, I'm always thinking of a trade as a loser, so I want to know how I'm gonna get ready if it is a loser. I don't like this. I don't like ES going all the way back up here and validating bearish arrays. That's actually bad. Bad. Because I want us to not invalidate this SMT, which means we can't trade above this line on ES. You guys hear me at the moment? Did I? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I punched my mic and I have a janky cable on it, so that just messes it up. What I was saying is I don't like the fact that we're trading higher here on ES because I need this SMT to hold, and if we trade above this, the SMT does not hold. But I mean, we could form SMT here, but I don't see ES trading above this high and NASDAQ not breaking this SMT. So we'll have to see. Currently distributing within this fair value gap. Hopefully that continues to be the case. Not changing my mind. I'm looking for lower. But as Jordan said so nicely, high resistance conditions could lead to the fact that I get stopped out 5 times before going to my objective, and I want to stop before that 5 times. Equal highs right here. Go look at SMT. 1 minute. Hide indicators just so it can line up correctly. Higher, lower on DXY, but DXY in a 1 minute chart is crazy. Nice. Come on. I need to see displacement below this low. Jordan, no one likes a quitter. All right. That is some nice movement lower. I like that. Well, now keep going though. Don't piss me off. My take profits right here. I want to break even my position, please. I'm currently up $945 at this level. So this will be probably a $400 take profit. A little more actually, because right now I'm up 1200. I just didn't want to count the handles. Oh, oh. Nice. All right. Low hanging fruit kinda met. As I said, I wanted to wait till we get there. I'm gonna move my stop to this high, but not break even yet, because my low hanging fruit is these my objective is these relative equal lows, but I want to leave a runner on. Basically, I'm gonna do it right now so that I don't get any ideas as to wanting to change it. Let me just take profit here as well. I'm managing my NinjaTrader to the side for my funded accounts as well. So sorry, I'm a little all over the place. So take profit lower here, and stop goes to this swing high. I actually don't want to see it trade back into this fair value gap, but there is a volume imbalance here. I'm not going to break even it. I'm going to put it near break even, but I want to allow it to trade back into this volume imbalance. And oh, actually that's enough room. So yeah, 2 ticks below just in case to cover slips. And we are break even, boys. Currently displacing below our lows, what we'd like to see, inverting this 15-minute fair value gap. The streak is back. The live trading streak is back. Did any of you catch that? Yeah, I'm also looking for 583.5, as you said, Chris. Right here, relative equal lows, external range liquidity. But once ES takes it out, you don't need to see NASDAQ take it out. But I'm basing myself on what I've seen this morning. NASDAQ was way weaker on the downside, and ES was way weaker to the downside, and NASDAQ caught up. So I'm going to look for a continuation of that. So even if ES takes it out, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to keep it going. But we'll have to see. I just want to see how much realized we have. So let's look. Oh, we can't directly on TradingView. So can I on Tradovate? Let me just check. I mean, there is probably a way. I'll have to see at some other point, I guess. Or maybe I can look here. Okay, yeah. So 450 realized on that position. With initial risk being 3 handles, and my stop was, let me just see the entry, 38.5. No, that's not the entry. What's my entry then? What is this? Yeah, 38.5. Initial stop was at this swing high, so 21 handles on 3 contracts. That is about 1,300, just from doing quick mental math. Let's actually see it. 21 handles times 20 times 3. Yeah, 1,260, about 1,300. So 0.3 R realized profits at the moment, running break even. And it seems like it's about to head to my second take profit. I'm gonna see how ES interacts with it. I want to see ES expand through it so that I can hold it on NASDAQ until it heads there. If not, I am going to take profit manually. Okay, so just this is inducement. It's gonna run through it. NASDAQ is gonna head for it. So I'm not scared here. Beautiful. Up 200 ticks right now, which is I like to put it in ticks now because I can be excited over 50 handles, where the people that know me before know that that is not something that was interesting to me. 50 handles, I did not give a fuck, and that was a problem. So 81 range flipped. What is 81 range flipped, Chris? Tell me about it. Because you've sent a few pictures of stuff. Dealing range. Oh, okay. Fair enough. GBS Confluence. What is GB? Can you give me the full name? Goal back. Oh, okay. I'm unfamiliar with what that is. Well, I know what it is, but I'm unfamiliar with how to use it or what it does, pretty much. But that works. Don't retrace now. What is that? 2 handles away? I'm not expecting more than a 1 to 2 candle retracement here, by the way. Looking at my 1-minute chart. Just because on ES it did not run through it. Yet it only took it out by a tick. And NASDAQ is so close, such near proximity to this liquidity. This is just more inducement. If I retrace, I'm scaling in because this is very large inducement. I'd like to see it just be clean, right? A clean execution, live execution of the Rise model in front of you guys, where there were also some issues, right? I missed the first entry, but it gave me a re-entry. But as I said, I was looking for, if we close below this low, then I'm going to be taking the trade there, just following order flow. That was my short target if I was short. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Lovely to see. I'm going to move my stop just above at the 10 a.m. open because I don't want to see this level retested. Now, here is where what you can do varies, all right? Because you have one contract. If you're trading on Apex with a live trailing threshold, that is pretty bad, right? Because I'm allowing it to retrace all the way there, and currently up 240, it's 1200, close near to 1200 on this position. So basically, I don't want to see it retrace a lot. So being as we didn't close through it, I'm gonna give it 2 more candles. So wait to see if we respect this order block and push lower. But if not, I am going to be closing my full position because this is a live trailing threshold account, and I don't want to see my trailing threshold come too close to me. So basically, I'm gonna close it if I don't see a reaction off of this order block in the next 2 candles. That was my short target if I was short. 4-hour fair value gap. I should have waited for this because we took our ERL out. Yes, Matt, indeed. I have Apex, Top Step, my funded futures, and I have yet to look into Elite Trader funding too much. I've gotten 1 or 2 account from them. Never got funded on them yet, but those are the companies which I use. And again, don't take that as financial advice or anything. I'm just talking about my personal experience here. I've had a great time with Top Step, mine funded futures as well. Apex tends to be a little harder because of the harsher rules, but I've never had an issue with Apex other than the server issues that they're having in the past 2 weeks, but they're resetting all the accounts that end up in losses. So that's just good business for me. Yep, yeah. I'm using Replicanto, and but not at the moment because I just got some 250Ks account with the promotion. So what I'm doing is I'm trading them in pairs. But for now, my week is done. Today I place 1 trade actually on the pairs, but I'm just trying to pass the other 2 accounts that I just showed you guys, right? I never uh copy trade. Well, yeah, I did when I had a buffer on. So because Apex is a live trailing threshold, by the way, we closed below it, so I am going to keep holding it. But because Apex is a live trailing threshold, I like to build buffers on funded account. So basically you can't cash out all of your profits anyway, so you just leave money in there, and it makes sure that you have more room than the live trailing threshold offers. Compared to just having a 2% drawdown, you can leave 3% profit in there, and all of a sudden you have a 5% drawdown. So if I'm copy trading accounts, I need a full 8% buffer is what I actually found worked well. So I have a full 8% buffer, or I am net basically copy trading them all together. So that's why right now I'm trading them in pairs, getting some small payouts to pay me back the money I used to get them, because I have not yet had a payout on my 250Ks. So waiting for that. Just very quickly, I want to see this level act as what is it? What is it called when it's the high? Resistance. So I don't want to see us trade back above this to show us how bearish we are. So we mitigated this low, retested. This is what ICT likes to call a box setup. And now I want to see a continuation lower to indicate how bearish we are. I am, although, going to mark out these standard deviations. And I want to see 1 standard deviation. But yeah, I hope that was clear, Chris. I have a lot of rules with prop firms. It is something that I don't believe you can half-ass, I guess is the best word for it. You really do need to have a lot of different rules to cover every possible outcome. So right now, just trading them in pairs. just think about this, Chris, and well, I'm always talking based on personal experience, right, guys? So maybe for you guys it is a whole lot different than what it is for me, but I'm always basing it off the fact of how I feel, how my path was, and everything like that. So when I say something, take it as this is my opinion, how it worked for me. But just in general, I don't like to risk big on my funded accounts because I like living stress free and I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of returns to live stress free. Just ask Matt. He keeps being on me about trading every day because I would make more money trading every day, but I would have a lower win rate and I am more comfortable with a higher win rate. Motherfucker calling me a pussy in my own live trading session. Wow. Great student, Matt. But yeah, data and software. What do you mean by saying I'm at the mercy of data and software? I don't truly understand this. Continuation lower. I'm gonna trail aggressively here in a second, but I still have my 1 hour order block being an objective. Stress free right now, guys, by the way. Break even. I have my 2 feet up because I have a fucking a broken bone, but I'm chilling, sitting down on a chair, watching the money rolling in. That's what you want to do as a trader. Server issues. Oh yeah, 100%. Apex server issues. But for me, they've only happened on losing days. So basically, they only gave me back my money. So for me, it was actually a good thing. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Got stuffed out 3 times. It happens. It happens when you try and trade just any unicorn. But this is all recorded if my power doesn't cut off, and you'll get a chance to see everything. My other eval is 2,500 away from passing, so I'm trailing my stop very aggressively. It's at the high of this 1020 candle right here. I do want to get the standard deviations out right here. Oh, reversal range lower. That might be the opportunity to take profit. We'll see. I hate you, Emil. I am not gonna stand on my fucking broken leg, motherfucker. Why do you guys want my pain so much? I just made you money. Why? 2.5 lines up with that order block. Reversal range just in general lines up with that 1 hourly order block. That was my objective. That's a nice place to look for profits, possibly close the entire position because I am happy. Even if it runs another 150 handles, made 3 grand, very happy with that specifically. What a trade. Indeed, Jordan, what a trade. Broke is a big word. Got a microfracture. I just can't walk on it for a few weeks, but I'll be fine after. I'm not going to tell you guys how because it is embarrassing, but let's just say it as I fell down and hurt myself. You can laugh. Yeah, walking. Indeed, I was walking back home. You want to laugh at me? There's your opportunity. The ground is hard, guys. Let me tell you, the ground is hard. I'm happy that when I get these live streaming, we get opportunities. And of course, there's a lot of opportunities all the time, but I don't always see them, right? The Rise model might happen every day, but it doesn't mean I see it every day, right? When we are in the price action review, of course, I tell you about all the setups, but you'll notice that I also tell you, oh, but I didn't trade that one. I missed it. Happens, bro. I'm not able to see 100% of things, and especially when I'm going live. I have a hard time talking and concentrating on everything. So that's why I'm trying to do it more to get used to it. Just giving you guys insight into the future of Rise. I'm just getting used to it so that for the private students and the premium subscribers, when that comes, I can go live at least once or twice a week. I just need to get used to it because I am not used to it and I don't do so well with change. Just very quickly, divergence, Nasdaq trading back into this fair value gap, ES leaving it open, being still bearish. Data low from yesterday being taken out. That is CPI low, I believe. Let me go check actually. Oh no, that is the FOMC low actually, that we did already take out, but I like to use these levels for mitigation. News and high low, just draw out your news and highs low from important news and you'll see it. Thank you, Jordan. That's why I go so in depth about every little thing, where a lot of experienced traders might say, bro, we know that. Sure, but for a beginning trader, having insight into exactly what's going on in my mind, trade managing, why am I placing my stop here? Why do I think it's gonna go down? Why do I come to this conclusion from this specific move? All of that stuff. Like right now, we have SMT at this low, so I'm probably about to see a retracement higher, but my 15-minute is extremely bearish, closing very far below our objectives, so I am not scared. I am going to mark out the quarters from this large 15-minute gap though. We close below 0.75, so if we respect 1, I'm going to expect it to get to consequent encroachment. Starting to have a lot of drawings here, but still a lot of opportunity. I have to rewatch. I was too busy torching torching your account. I get it. But yeah, it's all recorded. And as I said, hopefully I don't lose my my connection, lose power at my house again. But yeah, it's all gonna be uploaded to YouTube. Might take a while though, since it's already, what are we, an hour in? Yeah, an hour and 6 minutes in, and I'm not done. Well, because the thing is, seeing as I just got this trade, I'm not going to be looking for another trade. Does that mean that you won't get a retracement opportunity 10.50 to 11.10? No, you might get one. I'm just not going to be a part of it. Divergence on the highs again, by the way, just SMT farming. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Time to enjoy the day, right? I made my money. I'm just going to be happy with what I made and not start looking for more. So I might actually end the stream. I'm going to keep it going for a little bit. See how 1030 acts. So I want to see 1030 spool lower. Seeing this reaction, I am going to place my stop at the relative equal lows. So that worst case scenario, it's like I took profit, everything there. I don't mind giving back this profit, but I do mind for it going higher. I wouldn't be happy with that. So basically it ran all the way up to 1800 and this is 1200 take profit. So I am okay with giving back $600 on a 250K account. That's okay with me. And that would bring the day at if we close at about 1200, that would bring the day at like 2600 profit, and that is more than enough. That is 2.1 R about realized. So I'm okay with that. A little over 2.1 R. There we go. That was it. Distance drawdown is at 250K 400, which means that I gave back yeah, I gave back a total of $800 from my highest point. That's not too bad at all. All right. Well, you know what, guys? Yeah. On that note, we're gonna call it a day for now. Um, just tell me what you guys are thinking, because to me, that's a successful trading day. And of course, I'm gonna be trading my account more, but it is time I go feed my dog as well. Yeah, nice relaxing chat, Chris. Glad you enjoyed, brother. How many of you guys were able to catch this opportunity? By the way, I am expecting this 15-minute fair value gap to offer a distribution lower. Get a continuation off of it, by the way. Definitely something I'm going to be looking for. If there is SMT, oh no, yeah, SMT right here, right? This is SMT. So we could also see a move higher actually from this point on. As I said, just not interested for my funded accounts, at least, but I didn't trade them today. I wanted to be fully concentrated on the stream, and in the stream, as I said, I'm trading my challenge, which is currently up almost 6 grand. So almost halfway there. Well, closer to a third there. None of you guys were able to catch this long. Well, I mean, my execution was pretty quick. This short, I mean. You did, Jordan, or did you catch along? Took profits at 160 ticks. That's fine, bro. Took profit here. I took off, well, here. Let's look at the executions. Sell 3, buy 1, stopped out right here. I'm happy with that. I am going to take a picture for the ones that missed the call, and also for my journal. I'm going to make a cleaner drawing in the price action review tonight, but you guys were here with the full live analysis. I hope this provides value for you guys. So as I said, I'm not too comfortable doing these things, but I want to get used to them. So I'm always a little bit stressed out when I come in here. You guys being so chill always helps me stay locked in, concentrated. I like that. 'Cause I used to trade live with a friend of mine that actually ended badly, so I've not really been that good at trading with people since then. I am gonna end the recording because I'm not gonna be keeping forward, but